Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here with another Ghost Recon Breakpoint video, and in this one I'm going to show you all 5 of the unique and kind of secret-ish boss guns that you can unlock throughout your journey through the game. There are a bunch of bosses you will fight on your way through. Each one will give you at least one special weapon. Obviously there will be some spoilers going through the rest of the video. You have been warned, but the guns on their own aren't that spoilerific. Another important note is that as you unlock these guns, you'll also unlock a blueprint for them so you can craft them at a higher gear score later on in the game if you want to keep using them. The first gun you'll likely unlock on your way through the campaign comes from the mission Rosebud, where you take out the elite sniper, and the weapon you are awarded here is the Zastava M93, a long-distance sniper rifle which kills everyone in one shot, but so do most of the other sniper rifles in the game. You're free to upgrade this one to Mark II and Mark III if you so desire. You can see the weapon stats there on the left, and the details say that this has the highest penetration in its class, high damage, although it is tough to control. This might be helpful against certain armored enemies or armored vehicles in certain scenarios. You can also see by default which attachments it comes with. There are a total of 5 boss guns, by the way, and in every clip I'll go through the stats, read out how to get it, what makes it unique. I'll show it off a little bit in terms of how it looks, shoot it a little bit so you guys can hear it, reload it, and then show you a little bit of gameplay with the gun in the actual game. So this is the Zastava M93. Next up on your way through the campaign, I think that Flycatcher is a reasonable mission you'll probably target, and for completing that you'll get Flycatcher's P90, a special P90 variant with the high damage and high mag capacity, although it does have what it says is punishing recoil and low accuracy. I do believe this gun is made for close combat, obviously, but can be used really well for longer range as long as you're only pumping 1 or 2 bullets out at a time. Feel free to also upgrade this one to MK2 or MK3. It has a standard muzzle, standard rail cover, but it does have some options, and I would definitely recommend that suppressor if you want to kind of close combat stealth your way through bases as shown in some of the gameplay. This one's really fun to use, really cool, but if you're playing on the harder difficulties, it can be very hard to manage that stealth, and if you do get caught and reinforcements are called in, it's obviously going to be really hard to defend yourself on the higher difficulties. So this might be a weapon you just kind of have fun with here and then, but is not something you kind of use throughout the entire game. Enjoy a little bit of gameplay with it before we move on to the next weapon. Next up, we have Silverback, who is another one of Walker's henchmen, and he will reward you with Silverback's shotgun. The variant of this shotgun is the KSG-12. This is obviously the reward for completing it and has the largest magazine in the class. The cost of that is its range and reload speed. When I say this gun takes the longest to reload in the entire game, it is not an understatement. It takes a fair while from no bullets to full. But again, you can upgrade it, MK2, MK3. It has a bunch of attachments you can choose from. This gun is super powerful, and it does have a huge, large magazine if you want to take out any kind of huge armored targets. However, because it is a shotgun, it does have the limitations of a shotgun. It's enjoyable to use, fun to have, and looks really cool. Hopefully you guys enjoy it if you do unlock it.
Somebody's shooting at us! They got us! I got...
Next up, we have the Sharp Thunder, the probably best pistol in the game as long as you're cool with its massive kick. You'll unlock this one and can equip it into your pistol slot once you defeat Walker. A little bit of a spoiler there, but you saw it coming. This is his signature revolver. It is highly stable but has a huge kick. It is pretty much a one-hit kill on most enemies in most places of their bodies, which is really cool. And although it is really hard to aim over the shoulder, it is actually extremely accurate. So even though there is a huge reticle, as long as you line up your shots, you should be taking people out pretty easily, as shown in the gameplay. You can upgrade this one if you want, Mark 1, Mark 2. There are no attachments. And as always, I'll show you a little bit of just how it works over the shoulder and shooting into the ocean. And then I'll show you a little bit of gameplay with it so you guys can see it in a little bit of action. Last but certainly not least, for defeating Walker at the end of the game, again, a little bit of a spoiler, but you saw it coming, we can unlock the Silver Stake Tactical ASR, which is an assault rifle. This is defeated for gained for defeating Walker. It is tactical variant, and it is suppressed, and it is highly accurate. Again, you can upgrade it, change the attachments. It has a certain run of attachments by default, but you can change those up to your desire. It will remain suppressed, I think, regardless because of how it works. A really great gun to use for both medium range, longer range, and even for short range over-the-shoulder gameplay. This gun's sick, but by the time you unlock it, you're probably already most of the way through the game, if not already calling it quits. So that's a little bit of a trade-off. You might have to go around and do some side missions you might have missed on your way through the game in order to get good use out of this. It'll drop at a pretty high gear score as well for you. And you'll also get a blueprint for it. If you decide to beat the game really early, you can always go back and craft that blueprint at a higher gear score. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope it was helpful. I'll leave you guys with a little bit of the gameplay. Special thanks to everyone for liking the video, sharing it with a friend, subscribe for future content. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Shout out to Double O, and hopefully I see you soon. Peace.
Ugh.